Of all creative things that Geoffrey does, my brother Jean-Paul told my mother, as she cut his blades of hair in the kitchen. I'd just flown in there, I think, last summer. It's his poetry I like most, he said, and I suppose for a brief second I was offended by his claim. After all, I've poured my all into the world of film screen glory, seeking fame. But in that same vain breath of bitterness, I felt the sudden switch, that thrilling build of human will, which spills down the spine with chills and fills the insides of the chest. Oh yes, I'll write a book of poems, he'll see, that'll find a nook, a home, a tree, his own oak wooden shelf. It always helps when brother's pride is on the line to find the drive within thyself. Oh, if I delve back into boyhood, 12 years old beneath the sun, he'd throw me hours of infield grounders shouting, "One more, Geoffrey, just one." And some years after, as a rapper, I'd be sure before recording to fix and practice every bar, for I'd imagine how it would sound when he'd drive around and blast the disc inside his car. When I starred in all those college plays, in Amadeus I was Salieri, Shakespeare's Tempest, Prospero. I'd stay up late nights to tighten the seams of every scene so he might beam while seeing me after the show. Here you go, he handed me a brand new binded book, the complete works of William Shakespeare, flipping through the pages, the ageless sonnets, onto Hamlet, Henry, and the great Lear. Dear brother, thank you. How can I today now possibly repay you from whom my greatest times were gained from time you gave away? They say time is of the essence. On tiny streams we ride toward a dried up mud, against the currents of the storms that form within us, all the cancers of the blood. But what can I do, my big brother, as you fight on against your tempest, like King Henry on St. Crispin Day, outnumbered, bravely rising from the trenches? What can I do, my big brother, other than one thing for sure I've often done, try my best to awe and impress you, like when I caught sky-high fly balls beneath the sun. Some say nothing of mankind is timeless. I know lines written have long lived on, such as the island song of Odysseus, the myth of the god Prometheus, an ancient scripture rich in psalm. You and Mom inside the kitchen in some distant memory long ago, reciting poems I still hear echo like the bells by Edgar Allan Poe. How Dad would know almost all the words to Ernest Lawrence Thayer's old classic Casey at the Bat. It's unlikely any poem I'd ever write could gain a life its own that's half as long as that. But if I ask the ghosts of all great long-lasting poets past to pass along their one strong, surest muse to form each word, then among those poems known as the greatest written I would give you, that's all you, Jean-Paul, deserve. You serve your fellow man with dignity, Emily Dickinson said of pain. If you could stop just one heart aching, then this life is not in vain. And like the famous Robert Frost, who wrote of roads less traveled by, I've never heard you sigh, regret the past. Many paths have grass and sky. To the eye, what is essential is invisible. Explain the Little Prince. Now my big brother, that's a principle from which you've never flinched. Atticus Finch's moral conviction in To Kill a Mockingbird stood tall, just as you've always in your own life and work fought for those less fortunate. Jean-Paul, you'd never crawl in the face of death. You're brave as young Jim Crocklin was in Crane's red badge of courage, as wise a dad as Prospero in The Tempest, giving your kids sense to flourish. You encourage me to go for dreams, don't defer, deny, or leave them out to dry up like a raisin in the sun. Face the sun and shadows fall behind you, said Walt Whitman. Brother, towards the sun you run. The storied son of Montague would woo the daughter of Capulet. The loyalty towards your bride is that which Romeo swore to Juliet. And yet why is there no poem that regales your greatness? No timeless tale to show all ailments just what strength is? Thank goodness words, these adjectives, verbs, are only tools we use to paint the real poem known as life, which is quite fleeting. Aye, there lies the reason why it's worth its countless price. Like why we pay to see the play come alive before our eyes, then disappear. No one else in time has heard that line, shared that laughter, shed that tear. Dear brother, I would not trade one day or time we spent together, even if it meant I'd never die and live forever. For life is the real play. Each day we say our lines aloud, and you're the hero of mine, my big brother. How you make me proud.